Hello, welcome back. Today's video is about using colour on my eyes. I tend to go for very neutral colours, and I have been watching Angelica Nyquist and her amazing use of colours. So I was inspired to do that, but I didn't actually have a coloured eyeshadow palette, so I went to my local drugstore, which is Superdrug here in the UK, and I found this. This is the most scariest thing you can possibly imagine for me. I have no idea what I'm going to do. It was £3 UK on a clearance sale, so I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'm not paying a lot of money for it, so I've no idea what the colours are. It's I think it might be is it? So it's Revolution Pro, and it's called the So Glam palette. Now, I've had such success with a few Revolution eyeshadow palettes that are neutral, and the texture and the formula is actually really good, and I can use it quite easily. So I thought, okay, Revolution, let's see what else you can do. The other thing that I picked up while I was there, because there was quite a lot of stuff on clearance, so I picked up this Glow Skin Perfection. I'll leave a link to, not a link, but I'll leave the list of everything that I've used down below, in case you can't see it. And I also picked up, I don't think this was on clearance actually, but this is the Maybelline Firework Mascara that I am going to try for the first time as well. Normally I use my Benefit Bad Girl Bang, because I go back to that every single time. Now, I have prepped my skin. I'm not going to do my eyebrows yet because I don't quite know what the hell is going to go on with my eyes. So I don't even know where to start. I mean, I've swatched them, these colours. Now this one, is that. That one hardly shows up when I swatch it. This one is amazing. And the dark pink is that one. I'll show them to you in a minute. Oops. See, that's the one that you can hardly see. So I might try that with some spray. That is the pink. And finally, here is the purple. So that's all of them. There are 5, but you can only see 4, so I'm going to have to try and work out what on earth I'm supposed to do. I'm going to start off with the purple on the outer V and see. Oh gosh, see? I mean, it's a fantastic formula. I mean, just a tiny little bit, and so I'm going to follow what Angie does and just do a sort of. Of course, I've got a completely different complexion, eye shape, everything to her. But what she does is she lays down the colour and then starts to blend once everything's where it should be. So that's the first one. Then I'm going to use, God help me, I'm going to use this darker pink next to it, and lay that one down. Very, very, very pigmented, lovely. It's actually their formulas, Revolution, are, I don't know why this was on clearance. I hope it's not because we're not going to see them for very much longer, because I think a lot of these formulas, nobody really thinks about Revolution. So, you know, with very little effort. Then I'm going to put the lighter pink on the inside, that one there, on the inner corner. I might actually have some brown eyeshadow on this. And I'm just packing it on rather than blending so that it actually is where I want it to be, or roughly where I think I want it to be. This is really scary for me. I don't think I have ever worn pink eyeshadow. Purple I have, but in a very muted way. But this is way out of my comfort zone. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with my bottom. Maybe I'll go back to, let me just make sure this is clean. But I'm going to, with a very, this is an Eco Tools brush. I just got it in a set. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry the purple onto my lower lash line to give it a bit of coherence. Now, what am I supposed to do in terms of blending? I'm going to take a completely clean brush and see if I can buff out the edges. And smooth it all out. So here we go. Circular motions, just trying to keep the colour where it is, but just blend the edges so there's no sharp, so it disappears. I'll keep wiping it so that I don't, see, this is very sharp, this is slightly less sharp now. So now there is that sparkly shade. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, to be honest. So small circular motions, keeping the colour where it is, and hopefully that's enough. Now with this sparkly shade, because it was, I mean, it swatches okay on my finger, but I don't think that doesn't really show up. So I'm going to put some on a brush and spray with some setting spray. Let's see whether that, does that show up? This one's less, oh, here we go. This is less impactful than the others. So I've sort of got a halo eye, except that it's kind of purple on the outside and pink on the inside, and a bit kind of more subtle in the centre over the lighter pink. No, darker pink. Actually, that was the darker pink. So that if you don't know Angelica Nyquist, she's from Sweden, but she's living in the States now. And she just does so many, she tends to work with indie palettes a lot. And she does some great work with colours. She's got the most amazing eye. I'll try and remember to leave a link below to her channel. But I just sit there watching in awe of her doing her makeup. So that's a really amazing thing. Right, I'm going to use this. This is the Glow Skin Perfector. And actually, I sort of opened it yesterday and it's very liquidy. So it's worth giving it a shake. Again, Revolution. Normally, I would use something else. I mean, this is supposed to be a mix of high-end and drugstore. I'm not actually going to use much high-end stuff, but this is, let's just see what this one does. I don't actually know. So that's what it looks like, and that's the consistency. It's quite runny. Now, I don't know whether I've used too much or not enough, because this is literally a first time try. And you're supposed to, you can either use it alone, it's like the Charlotte Tilbury or the e.l.f. Halo Glow. So it's like that. So you can see I've got a little bit of sheen, and because I'm going to use a matte foundation, I thought I'd try and give myself a bit of glow. Now, yesterday when I tried this on the back of my hand, I thought, oh God, this is just never going to work. But actually, I'm quite impressed. And I think this was also £3 in the clearance sale, which I do hope... Oh, it's in the shade Gold, by the way. So that's that. Then I'm going to add some of my MAC SPF 30 foundation. It's water weight, this one. So I'm going to try a little bit of that on the top. I'm not going for a heavy look because obviously the eyes are everything. So I'm just literally just going to sort of even out my skin tone where it needs it and keep everything as natural as possible because these eyes are so standout. Okay, now I'm going to tidy up my eye. I'm going to go off and tidy up my eyebrows and put some mascara on because you don't need to see that, and then I'll come back and finish off the rest of my face. So I've done my eyelashes. I have tight lined a little bit with some of my one of the darkest colour in this e.l.f. mini palette. I don't know about you, but I just really like using drugstore palettes these days because there's something that feels a bit weird about spending a lot of money. I mean, each to his own, not criticising. It's something that people do prefer, and if they can afford it, that's fine. But I suppose my thing is that these days, you don't have to spend so much money that you can't eat for a month on high-end products because the drugstore is catching up. I mean, the prices are also going up, but they're still not bad. So that was a little bit of Westman Atelier Petal to give me a little bit of colour that might balance out this mad eye thing. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, Revolution. I'm telling you, do not sleep on this brand. This is their rosé powder, and I tend to use this. This is the pink one, that's why it's called rosé. So I tend to use that to set my concealer. And again, you know, that was hardly, I can't remember how much it was. I've had it for so long. And I still haven't even made a dent in it. So that's that. And then I will set I'll put some bronzer on, which is my, again, drugstore, which is my Rimmel natural bronzer. And this is in 001 Sunlight. And again, I've had this for so long. And that's going to, hopefully, I haven't done anything to my nose today, so that's that. And I don't know how much this makeup totals to, but it's not very much. Now onto my spend, which is the Lisa Eldridge pencil, just because I've got some grey e.l.f. pencils, but actually I I do like her pencil. So, you know, because I save so much money by, you know, not going mad with products that I don't need to go mad and spend thousands on. So I treated myself to a Lisa Eldridge, and I've had this lipstick. I can't actually see it, but I will list it below, which is this colour here, which is like a sort of red, which might be too strong for this kind of look. But I'm trying for a sort of neutral, let the eyes do the talking makeup. So I will quickly just put my lip liner on and a bit of lipstick, and then I'll come back and you can tell me what you think. Right, so that's my lip liner, and for once, I've sort of disguised my Cupid's bow, which I don't tend to like doing actually, but I thought I'd give it a go. What I like about this lip liner, this is why I've splashed on it actually, is because it's a similar colour to my lips, and it's not one of those harsh colours where you can see me coming from space. So I prefer something that really matches my lips. And here is my lipstick, which I don't think is too bad. Shall I tell you what colour this is actually? Because it is such a lovely colour. So Lisa Eldridge Red Curve, and it's so personal, this whole thing. So the Enhance and Define Lip Pencil is in the colour Muse. So that's it. I am done. Now, whether I can face going out in this. I mean, obviously, you sort of forget about it. I'm going to do one last thing that Ange does, but I need to go and get it. So just hang on, I'll be back. So this is what I've done. This is what Ange always does. When you think another colour couldn't possibly work, she always adds another colour because she's so fearless. So I've got this by Terry supposedly waterproof eye pencil in Aqua Fizz, which is sort of pale blue. So that's now gone on to my bottom lashes. So all in all, I think I've done really well actually. My drugstore products have performed amazingly well. Like I say, Revolution, go, run, don't walk. I know that I shouldn't really encourage people to spend money, but if you were going to splash out on some face products, go look at them first, because they are amazingly cheap. And this, which was kind of scary to begin with, has actually turned in, I think it's actually quite nice, because you can't see it, but I think it's given me a really, really nice glow. I never wear false eyelashes, but I'm sure that if you put false eyelashes on, this would be a much better look. But anyway, so there you go. I am now going to go and wash my pink and purple brushes, and I'll see you very soon.